This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, good morning. Are you able to hear me?
Very good morning, sir. We are able to hear you.
So we need to get calculation view. We need to start calculation view. So we understood entire data is categorized into two things. They are quantifiable and non-quantifiable. Quantifiable means transactional data, cube, measure. Non-quantifiable means master data, dimension. So we understood attribute use are used to model the master data. Attribute use are used to model the non-quantifiable data. And attribute view is like a dimension in BW terminology. And analytical views are used to model the quantifiable data. Analytical views are used to model the transactional data. Analytical view is like a cube in BW terminology. Now calculation views are used to model both quantifiable and non-quantifiable data. Calculation views are used to model both master data and transactional data. Calculation view is like a dimension and a cube. And also calculation views are used to achieve multi-star schema functionality. We understood if fact table is surrounded with dimensions, it is called star schema. And if another fact table is surrounded with dimensions, this is another star schema. So let's say here VBAP is surrounded with tables and here EKPO is surrounded with tables. Then star schema, multi-star schema. So to achieve the multi-star schema, we use calculation. So let us see in the system where to create, what to create. Let us go to our package. So select the package, right click new, calculation view. So by looking at this, it is very clear that in calculation view, there is types. For example, in attribute view, there are no types, only subtypes, standard derived time. But in analytical view, no types and no subtypes. But coming to calculation view, we have even types. They are graphical and scripted. So scripted, we will discuss during ABAP and HANA. You don't worry on that. We will discuss graphical here. If I select graphical, you have standard time subtypes. These are same like attribute view subtypes. If I select scripted, see you don't have even subtypes. So what we need to understand here is there are two types in calculation view, graphical and scripted. In scripted, we do not have any subtype, but in graphical, we have standard time subtypes, same like attribute view subtypes. So if I select graphical, here again we have different data category options, that is space, dimension, cube. We need to understand what if we select data category space, what if we select data category dimension, what if we select data category cube. With the checkbox and without checkbox. So I'm going to create a calculation view. Of course, we are going to choose graphical. Now I'm going to do with the space, data category space. Here we are able to see the default nodes, semantics and projection. And in addition to this, we also have some extra optional nodes here. Now we need to understand this calculation view with data category space is similar to which view, and in this projection what can be used as a source. First, let us try to understand in this projection what can be used as a source and how many sources can be used. Then let us create with this default node, then we will try to understand with the optional nodes. So for that, I am trying to use the table. Let me start whether we can use any table or not. Yes, but the plus button is disappeared, and moreover, see, we are not able to use even other tables as well. It is means that we can use only one source. Now plus button came again. Let us also try attribute use. We can use and plus button disappeared, but only one attribute. Now let us try analytical view. We can use only one, but yes, we can use only one. Even we can also use calculation views. So here what we need to understand, in this projection we can use any source, table or attribute view or analytical view or calculation view, but only one source can be used. Now let us take any table. if we put the table, if I select serial number name, see here you have dimension symbol, and in the semantics also already defaulted with the dimension. And if I do save and activate, it is activated without any error, and we can also see the data. Now my question is this calculation view with data category space is like attribute view or analytical view by looking at all these things?
It is like attribute view.
Attribute view. Why? Because if you look at these dimension symbols and in the properties, type is defaulted and auto assign is disabled, and also it did not expect any measure. So because of all these things, we can easily say calculation view with data category space is like attribute view. Okay, now let us try to understand about this optional nodes. So I'm going to use join first. So we need to understand first in join what can be used as a source and how many sources can be used using trial and error method. Then we will see how to use the join. So we are able to use tables. So we can use two tables, okay? Because plus button is disappeared and I am not able to use more than two. Let me try also attribute use. If you want, you can observe here plus button is there. One, three. See plus button is disappeared and also we are not able to use others. So in attribute view, in join we can use two, and that two may be tables or attribute use. Even and let's try another thing. See, we cannot use more. We can use, but not more than two. Same way in calculation way also. So I don't need to try this, but you can easily understand. Plus button is disappeared and not able to use more than one. So in join we can use only two sources, and that two sources may be anything, table or attribute view or analytical view or calculation view. And also we can use the cross in the sense one table and one attribute view, and one attribute view and one analytical view. We also can use the cross. Okay. So okay. Anyway, let us create calculation view with data category space using this join. Maybe I use some table one and table two. Or you can use anything, not only table, you can use anything. But if I use these two and I join these two, because this is join node is like our join only. Join node is like our data foundation join only, nothing specific. If you select inner join, common data, left outer, right outer, all those things. But here, if I want to display this serial number, name, department, those fields should be here. So to make these fields here, I should definitely put this node here because I don't have other option. But here, I am not able to embed this join node into the projection. So what is the reason why I am not able to embed this join node into this projection? Any guess? Why I am not able to put this join node into the projection? This is my question. Because in the projection, we can use only one source, right? Already table that one source is used. In projection, we can use only one source, and that one source, the table is already used. So that is the reason we are not able to use other node into this. So in this case, you need to remove this. Now see, if I drag this, then automatically whatever we selected, serial number, name, department, we are able to see here, but not here. So for that, I need to select the column. Then you can see here, save and activated. Then if you go right click and data preview, we are able to see. So is it clear about this? Any questions? You can use here anything, attribute view or analytical view or one attribute view, one analytical view, anything we can use. And also what I want to explain here, right click, rename, and you can rename this join. And if you do right click auto layout, this adjust, this will be adjusted. You can use another join node like this. For example, I'm using this join node. I just maybe I'll put view 2, view 3, attribute views I put, and here I link this serial number name. I select here these fields. To display these fields in the semantics, definitely I should put it here. But can you guess why I am not able to put this join in this? What is the reason? My question is why we are not able to put this. Is my question clear? Why? Because in the join node already two sources are there. In the join node already two sources are there. But in join we can use only two sources. So if you want, you should remove this one of this. Then you should put. Now look, one is the join which you selected, and another one is here. Here you see one is table one, and another one is this join outcome. Now you can select and see those fields are there and here, and you can do auto layout and save and activate, and you can. So this is what.
Sir, what is the symbol next to the projection? Some symbol is there?
Hmm?
Yeah,
This is yeah.
that symbol, sir. No columns added to the output.
Okay. Yeah, we added to the output no columns, like in. Yeah, there is no any significance of that. Maybe beginning we got, because actually we didn't use outside note here, right? Whatever we put here, they come here, maybe because of that, maybe, but there is no significance of that. For example, project here, right? If I put something here and if I do something here, you can't use again because that's it. Yeah, there is no any significance of that because it maybe we did not use any outside source. We are using inside source. Maybe that is the reason. But anyway, let me check. Now see here it is there. No columns added to the output. Same thing is there. Just here also see no columns added to it. No columns. It means that we have not added any source. Okay, but here we have not added outside source. Maybe we are using inside source. That may be the reason it keeps like that. You can see, for example, if I do this, right? Now if I select, save and activate, see these symbols remain same. But you don't worry about that. Same like this symbol also remains same. That's it. Okay. You don't need to worry about these things. Is it clear what we discussed? Okay. Now we understood join, right? Same way we need to understand union and what is this projection. Okay. I create again another calculation you quickly. Graphical space we are discussing. I use join view to view 3. Link serial number. Now you see nothing is here. I embed it. I select it. Now it has gone. It is just like some buffer kind of. Initially the symbol is there, it remains same. That's it. But that is not at all issue. See now you don't find any symbol now because we deleted and added. We deleted and added. That is the reason. Okay. Now we are able to see data. Now first of all we need to understand what is union. Then what is this projection and this projection. Okay, first let me use union. Let us understand how many sources can be used, what sources can be used in the union, starting from tables. So in union, you can use, see, still plus symbol is there. You can add any number of tables, not only tables. Even we can add also attributes. We can add analytical views. So as a conclusion, in union we can use any sources, table, attribute view, analytical view, calculation view, and n number of sources can be used. Okay, I just use only two things. Later, but what is union? How union will work? That also we need to understand. First, in separate one, I will explain how union will work. Now, I used these two tables in the union to display them in the output. You just drag like this. Now, to display these in the output, it should be dragged here. But why I am not able to embed this into this? Any reason? Why I am not able to embed this?
It allows only one source. We are having two sources.
It allows two sources, but already two are there, right? So if you want another one, you need to remove it because join contains two, projection contains only one, union contains n number of. Now see, just do auto layout. Now I link this serial number, employee number, and I select this. I select level department, save and active. Now we are able to see. Now we need to understand what is union, how union works, because we all know about join. That I will explain in a separate view. And before that, let us also try to understand what is the default projection and this projection. So if I drag this projection, even this projection or this deep projection, we can use only one source, only one source. But what is the difference is, let me show you. Here I just put join to here and then I put to here, right click auto layout. So you know this is the default projection. This is the projection which we use. The difference is in the default projection you cannot apply filter, but in this projection you can apply filter. That is only the difference. The difference between the default projection and the outside projection or optional projection is in the default projection we cannot apply filters, but in the optional projections we can apply the filter. Now we need to understand how union will work. For that I am going to create a new calculation view. Okay. First let us see two tables. Let's say table 1. Let us see the data. How data is there. Serial number name is there. Here also serial number name department is there. Serial number name, here serial number name department. Now let me use both table 1, table 2. See, I can't use table 1, table 2, right? Because in projection we can use only. So I use union now. Just to understand how union is working, we are doing this. So here what I will do, table 1, table 2. Table 1, table 2. Now from table 1, I'm going to display serial number, name, and table 2 also I'm going to display, for example, department. Now I am placing this union in the projection, and let's select all, save and activate. Now let us test, like right click and data preview. Now if you observe the output, see, first it displays table 1 data, and corresponding to the table 2 it displays question mark. Then it displays table 2 data, corresponding to table 1 it displays question mark. This is how actually union works. That is the reason we don't use union. Because what is the use of this output, right? It displays, if you use table 1, table 1 data it displays, corresponding to table 2 it displays empty. Then table 2 data display table 1 data empty. So this is what actually the union. So this is what actually calculation view with the data category space, and calculation view with the data category space is like attribute view. Now let us see calculation view with the data category dimension. So calculation view with the data category dimension, also we have the default node semantics and projection. Because even we no need to discuss this, because calculation view with the data category space and dimension both are same, both are similar to attribute view only. If you want, even wantedly I am putting analytical view here. In analytical view you have measures, but even if I select all, see, it is considering all like dimension. If I save and activate it. So calculation view with the data category space and dimension both are same and both are equal to attribute view. Now what we need to discuss is the properties. Each and every view has some properties, right? Those properties, starting from attribute view, we will discuss these properties. Then we will close for today. Then Monday we will complete cube calculation view with the data category, cube with star join, and other things in calculation view like rank, aggregation, all will be done. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, we will see HANA migration and new OpenSC. I think then your part will be completed, right? Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but still, if you want, you can attend any batch any number of times, because actually morning batch so many people are there, but no one is attending. I think they are all following videos. Okay, anyway, let me show you for calculation view. There is a special document, separate document, because in HANA modeling you can only find the attribute view and analytical view. For calculation view, this is a separate document, calendar score view. If you go here, you are able to see here everything related to calculation view, whatever we are discussing. But now I'm talking about, see here, you see join two sources, projection one, union n, but aggregation rank, Monday we will discuss. What is join? Everything is there, but now let us concentrate on these properties, data category. Okay, first, if you go to the attribute view, here first property, see, data category it is defaulted with the dimension. That is why we call attribute view is like a dimension. And even if you go to the analytical view, see, cube. That is why we call analytical view is like a cube. But if you see calculation view, when we selected data category, space is space only. But when you select data category dimension, dimension. So by this, we understand data category decides your view type, whether it is a dimension or attribute view, right? Cube and all. Now, if you go to other properties, you already know this. Apply privileges, because usually you give analytical privilege, then it's like authorization object or role analytical privilege we create and we assign this to views and all. So it works on analytical privilege already, if it is there. This is default client. Here you have session client and cross client. If you give session client, usually we give session client in real time. Then based on the user's associated client, every user is associated with one client, that is the session client. All data is displayed from this client only. So if you keep that session client, then but session client only should be there. If you choose cross client, then data is displayed from all the clients of the system. And also here you have enable history, and these are not here. You have to see, if you see our hourly, the database buffer is cleared based on transaction, based on daily. So these are the main properties, okay, but nothing else. Even if you go analytical view, you see data category, and you can see here default client, default schema also will be here. Default schema means usually we use in currency conversions and all. Whatever schema is used, it will take from that. Okay. So these are all the view properties, but we can see all these things in the document. Data category, default client. We explained what is apply privileges, default schema, history input parameter, cache and validation period. Okay. And also we can see here what are the nodes available. We also can see that here. So, but if you go to calculation view with the data category cube, I just start it, but we will continue it on Monday. If I create calculation view with the data category cube with checkbox and without checkbox is there, let me do with without checkbox. If you choose space and dimension, we have default nodes are semantics and projection, but here semantics and aggregation. Okay, here we need to understand in aggregation what can be used as a source and how many sources can be used. For that, we need to do the trial and error method again. See, plus symbol is there, if plus symbol is disappeared. And moreover, I cannot add another table. So in aggregation, we can use table as a source and only one. And let me try attribute view. We can use, but only one. we can use, but only one. Yeah, what you can do also, you can also use this plus symbol. Sometimes we are like getting it. So what we understand is in aggregation, we can use any source, but only one source. Okay, maybe we will try to create calculation view with data category Q. I selected C here, and type is also not defaulted and auto assign. But if I save and activate, there is an error. So calculation view with the data category cube is similar to which view? Now, based on this, analytical view, because it is expecting measure. Calculation view with data category cube is like analytical view because it is expecting measure. Now I am selecting some measure and now save and activate. It's activated. See, and we are able to see. So Monday I will explain other nodes, join, union, projection, aggregation in analytical view. Then we will also see cube with star join and rank. Okay. Then calculation view graphical will be completed by Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, HANA migration and new open SQL. Okay. I'm closing for today. So any question? Is it clear?
Yeah, clear, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too.